Hi students, I hope all are fine. So today we are going to have a revision on the chapter The Hero. Okay, so it's a story, as you know, it's about a Swami, a boy who was so frightened, but at last he is turning out to be a hero, we are aware of it. So we shall just discuss some of the questions and answers through which we shall revise the chapter. So the first question is this: what is the opinion of Swami about the article in the newspaper? So, as you know, his father was reading a newspaper article about the bravery of a boy. So, what was Swami's opinion with regard to that? Swami said to his father that he thinks that the village boy was a strong and grown up, not a boy. He also said that how can a boy fight a tiger? This was the opinion of Swami about the article in the newspaper. So, what was Swami's opinion? Swami said, okay, no, that person would have been a grown-up person. A boy will never be able to fight a tiger. So that was Swami's opinion. Then, second question: how did Swami's father explain about the importance of courage? Now the father is saying about courage when Swami said, okay, that must have been a grown-up person. So now the father is giving emphasis to courage. So and he is saying, what does he say? So he says, Swami's father said that a man may have the strength of an elephant and yet be a coward, whereas another may have the strength of a straw, but if he has courage, he can do anything. Courage is everything. Strength and age are not important. Okay, so the father tells him, okay, a person may have the the strength of an elephant, but if he is not courageous, he won't be able to do anything. But at the same time, if there is a man who has the strength of a straw, but if he has courage, that person will be able to do anything, because courage is everything. Strength and age are not at all important. So that was what the father said about courage. Then third question: what made Swami's father to challenge him to sleep alone in office room? So what made Swami's father to challenge him? Swami was tricky and he always slept beside his granny in the passage, as he was a student of second form. Hence, his father challenged him to sleep alone in the office and prove himself and to make him come out of his disgraceful habit. So, why did the father challenge him? Because Swami always used to sleep with his grandmother. So, Swami wanted him to come out of that habit. Sorry, his father wanted Swami to come out of that habit. So the father told him, okay, you have to sleep alone. So that's why he challenged him. And fourth question: how did Swami try to change the subject of challenge? So when father was giving him a challenge, Swami tried to change the subject. So how did he do that? Swami hoped at first that father was only joking. He mumbled weakly, yes, and tried to change the subject. He said very loudly and with a great deal of enthusiasm, we are going to join even elders in our cricket club. Hereafter, we are going to buy brand new bats and balls. Okay, so how did Swami change the subject? Swami brought in the school team, okay, school cricket team, saying that, okay, we are going to join the elders also in the team. So we are going to buy new bats and balls. But even that did not change the father's mind. So why did Swami stir and groan as if in sleep? So why did Swami do that? Swami always slept beside his granny in the passage, and any change in this arrangement would would tremble him or would trouble him. However, his father commanded him to sleep alone in the office room. Since to escape from this, Swami came to bed early, pulled the blanket over his head, stirred and stirred and groaned as if in sleep. So why did Swami do this? Because Swami knew that if he is sleeping alone, he won't be able to sleep properly. So, in order to escape from the challenge of the father, Swami went to bed early, covered himself with blanket, and slept there. So, no, pretending to sleep, he stirred and groaned as if in sleep. And sixth question: which line in the lesson tells you that Swami's father was an advocate? So, a line tells us that Swami's father was an advocate. Which is that line? Your office room is very dusty and there may be scorpions behind your law book. This line tells us that Swami's father was an advocate. Okay, Swami clearly mentions about law book in the office. So that line shows that Swami's father was an advocate. Then seventh question. Why Swami's father did not allow Swami to have a lamp burning in the room? So why did he not allow Swami to bring or to take a lamp with him? So Swami's father did not allow Swami to have a lamp burning in the room because he wanted Swami to learn not to be afraid of darkness. It is the only question of habit. He wanted Swami to cultivate good habits. Okay, so father told Swami, you shall not take a lamp with you, because father wanted him to be familiar with darkness. Okay, not to be afraid of the dark. So father wanted him to learn good habits of not being afraid of the dark. And eighth question: what made Swami's father to tell, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school? Okay, there was something that made father to tell Swami that I will make you the laughing stock of your school. So what was that? So Swami pleaded his father at least to leave the door open. So Swami's father said, all right, however, promise me you will not roll up your bed and go to your granny side at night. If you do it, I'll make you the laughing stock of your school. So why did the father say that? So father says Swami tried all the ways possible to, at least to open the door of the office. Then father said, okay, you shall open the door, and but you have to promise me that you will not roll up your bed and go to your granny. If you do like that, I will make you the laughing stock. You will be the center of a laugh in your school. I will publish it with all your schoolmates. So that was what the father said. Then ninth question: what was the nightmare did Swami get as he fell asleep? So Swami got a nightmare. What was that? Swami unknowingly to himself fell asleep, and in sleep was racked with nightmare. A tiger was chasing him, his feet stuck to the ground. He desperately tried to escape, but his feet would not move. The tiger was at his back, and he could hear its claws scratch the ground. Okay, so what was the nightmare? The Swami unknowingly fell asleep. So as he was sleeping, he had a nightmare. In the nightmare, he saw a tiger chasing him, and Swami's feet were all stuck to the ground. Swami would not move. The tiger was behind him. Such tiger was near him. Swami could hear the sound of the claws that scratched the ground. Okay, Swami could hear that. That was a nightmare. Then, 10th question: what made burglar to scream, Ayu, something has bitten me? So answer: Swami in nightmare thought that the rustling sound was made by the devil which came to carry him away. So he crawled out of the bench, hugged it with all his might, and dug his teeth into it. But that was the district house breaker who rustled in the darkness. This made burglar to scream, Ayo, something has bitten me. So what made the burglar to scream? Because Swami thought it was a devil who came to carry him away. So Swami knew that anyway that was his end. So he wanted to do something. So what did he do? He used his teeth as a weapon and bit the leg of the burglar. So that has made the burglar cry, make a scream. Then 11th question, what Swami would know what Swami would like to become when he is grown up. So Swami would like to become an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor in later in life. Okay, so Swami had the wish of becoming an engine driver or a or a railway guard or a bus conductor. So that was Swami's wish. But justify your opinion about the suggestion of police officer to Swami. The police officer had told him to join the police force, isn't it? So the police officer suggested Swami to join police when he is grown up. However, he had quite made up his mind to be an engine driver, a railway guard, or a bus conductor later in life. Therefore, I think he must go in the way that he wished. Okay, so the police officer had suggested him to join the police force when he grows up. But since Swami had already made up his mind about his dream or about his wish, he should follow his wish to be successful in life. So these are the questions and answers about this story. So I hope this is clear to you, and you could revise the whole chapter well with these 12 questions. So I hope today's class is clear to you. Thank you and bye.